I don't have it with me. Tell Jabba. Even I get bored at sometimes. Do you think I had a choice? Over my dead body. Yes, I bet you have.
Hey, party people. Welcome to the Boonta Eve Party Planners, Episode 2. I'm Joe, and I'm here in the Pacific Northwest, Endor, if you will.
We have Malachi coming at you from ATL, or otherwise known as Cloud City, Bespin. I am the newly appointed Baron Administrator there.
I'm Paco, calling from the city of Theed by the river, a.k.a. Richmond, Virginia.
Word. It's good to have you guys back. We took an extra week there. Just the world kind of needed it, honestly. We had a lot going on, and there's still a lot going on. And we just felt like there was more important voices to be heard at the time. So one of those voices was really impressed and happy and thrilled with this guy is John Boyega, because, man, that guy is out there killing it. Just super impressed with the message and everything he's getting out there. And it's important. So this is a great time and opportunity to really get out and make it like my best friend, Lin-Manuel Miranda said. Sorry, guys, he's my best friend. It's not a moment, it's a movement. Yeah. So anybody else have anything to say, or you guys?
I mean, I'm very impressed by what that man did and what everyone's been doing. I mean, coming from where I am right now, shit got pretty wild here. The whole landscape of the city is about to change, and that's pretty effing rad. And
yep.
I don't know. It like you said, it was a busy week. I'm glad we took the week off because, yeah, other things need to be talked about besides Star Wars. But I am glad to be talking to you gentlemen again because I am ready to talk about some Star Wars instead of this stuff, honestly. I don't want to be depressed anymore.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like I said, I mean, I always loved Boyega even before Star Wars, from Attack the Block and all that. But yeah, this week, like, just kind of solidified my love for that guy. That guy is just awesome. And I mean, just coming from perspective of being a black man here in America, it can get rough at times. And like this week, like I said, yeah, we definitely needed that week off because yeah, it was crazy. I mean, one thing I will always say, myself and these two guys on this phone with me right now, I have never had to feel different around them. We've always accepted each other, quirks and all.
Amen, bro.
And so that's one thing I'm grateful for because, like I said, yeah, it's with the way the world is crazy today. It's like you rarely find that. So I'm honored to call these gentlemen my
fucking
friend.
For real.
We're here for you. We always got your back. So, but anyway, let's. What have you guys been up to the past couple weeks, other than everything else that's been happening?
Not much here. I mean, living the life. You know what I'm saying? Taking care, running, chasing a child, and going to work. It's all Paco's life, and thinking about this stuff, thinking about nonsense pretend all the time.
We do have our pretend world.
I have been up to really much. I've been just trying to get used to this new normal of a world we got here. So, I mean, all the stuff I'm used to doing, like going to the movie and stuff, unfortunately, it's currently on hold for the time being. So hopefully we'll be able to get back to some normalcy soon. So there's always Star Wars.
I'm surprised there's so many films still slated to come out this summer.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, who's going to be going to these movies? I'm not going to a theater for a little while.
Insane.
Now, like I said, I may take a chance with a theater. Again, depending on, it may not be a full house. It may be a first thing in the morning show, maybe me and 2 or 3 other people. What I won't be doing is, like I said, as much as I love doing them, conventions are going to be on hold for a little while. Because I can't believe there's still some even still going on. I mean, there's one like going to be here in like Atlanta in a few weeks. I'm like, why did you guys just not cancel it? Because I don't want to go someplace where I'm going to meet a celebrity and then have to be like 12 feet away from them and can't even really interact. So
I don't think they've even canceled Star Wars Celebration yet.
God, I don't even know, and that's crazy.
Yeah, no, I think that whole situation is going to have to change as time goes until we can get a vaccine. Again, 2020, man.
Woo! Haven't had a good month yet. Woo!
So my past couple weeks have mostly been unsurprisingly Star Wars related. Like the week after we recorded our first podcast, I went bonkers trying to find the Black Series Boba Fett helmet and could not find it anywhere out here in Washington State.
Oh, yeah?
Just nowhere. I ended up finding a couple back home, and I had my folks back home end up picking one up for me and sending it out this way. So I did finally get it. So very excited about that because I have all the Black Series helmets except for Luke.
Cool.
And then the other thing I got, which I'm also super, super excited for, was I got the Arcade 1-Up Star Wars arcade.
Oh, cool.
Which is the fucking shit. It's completely badass. I've played it more than should be allowed for anything. It's really cool looking, though. Mal knows. He's been trying to find one.
That's awesome.
Yes, I've got three of those machines, and the one I want the most is that Star Wars one, and I've had hell trying to get it, but hopefully soon.
That's awesome.
The artwork on it is just so nice. I don't know. It's incredible. It's incredibly hard, too. Like, Paco, you remember, we used to go to the airport.
Yep.
They had a sit-down one, and I swear to God, I would have stolen that motherfucker. If I had the chance, I would have completely stolen it, given the opportunity, walked out, and it would have been mine. The opportunity never arose. So now I got it when I'm older.
We went to Asheville, North Carolina for a wedding a couple years ago. Went to the Asheville Pinball Museum. They had a sit-down one, and it wasn't even one they put out all the time. They were like, we only put this out like certain weekends, and we happened to be there that weekend, and me and my brother-in-law pumped quite a few quarters into that thing, and it was so much fun.
Do you know the world record on that machine for the number one amount of points, but mostly a team of 5 guys played that thing for 5 days?
Jeez.
And I get how I get how you do it as a team, but then there's one guy who literally played it for something like 42 hours, and I have no clue how you can play that game for 42 hours. I just don't see how it's possible not only to just play the game, but how do you go to the bathroom? How do you eat? You have 30 seconds between each wave.
And then, after a while, because, those are the old Vectros graphics, so that would be just messing my eyes maybe after 2 hours.
It would make my hand hurt.
I can't even play Star Fox on the Super Nintendo emulator. I can't play that game anymore because of the weird shapes. I don't know what's going on in that game.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, I haven't had any issues yet with standing and visually having any issues because my old man eyes are okay, I guess, to see it. But I swear, it hurts my fingers after a while pulling the trigger that many times.
That's crazy. That's so rad.
It's amazing.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, keep an eye out because some of the Walmarts had them at one point, although nobody ever said they saw any. But they clearanced some of them out to $50.
What? Jesus.
Yeah.
Mal knows. That's how he got the TMNT cabinet.
Yeah.
I know. So anyway, we'll kind of get moving here, but I just wanted to mention that we were supposed to have a 4th co-host, but unfortunately, the day our first episode came out, which just so happened to be Boonta Eve, which is May 19th, that's the day of the big Boonta Eve Classic. So if you didn't know where our name came from, that's where it comes from. Yeah, our buddy Ben Quadraneros had a really bad accident with his quad racer.
Poor guy.
He just has a really shitty Pitroid team, and it just didn't work out for the poor guy. I talked to him. I think he's in the hospital, but I don't think he's going to be making the podcast anytime soon. So much love, Ben Quadraneros.
BQ.
BQ.
Yeah, he did lightly, so it wasn't like his thing exploded, but he came down in a gentle glide. So I think he'll be all right.
Yeah, just scarred for life.
BQ, what a life lived.
So our topic today that we're going to talk about is secondary characters. The way I kind of see it is characters that can only be defined by the visual dictionary, because honestly, Star Wars is full of characters like that and full of action figures where literally you just have a character's name and there is no backstory and they just look fucking rad. And that's their entire character. Just to be clear, we're not going to talk about Boba Fett here.
No.
We all kind of agreed that Boba Fett's a different episode because these are characters that literally have no backstory at this time to any major extent.
Yeah.
And that includes...
I'm not even counting Legends stuff. I don't even count that anymore. So even if there is a Legends book about somebody I'm going to mention, I don't give a shit. They're still a secondary character to me.
Oh, totally. The only reason I don't think Boba Fett doesn't count is because he does have a lot of backstory, but it comes out much later.
Yeah.
And I agree. That'll be a complete different episode. We'll talk about characters that are defined by secondary material. Like Boba Fett would be a great one for that.
Yeah.
So, all right, who wants to go first?
Malachi, you do the honors, my dude. Who do you got?
The first person I actually had was Dexter Jetster.
I gotta cross him off. Dang it.
Because I mean, that guy, I want to know like he and Obi-Wan's backstory, because like apparently they've known each other for years, so I want to know what kind of shit they got into back in the day.
That guy's got a tattoo. He looks cool. Like
he has a tattoo?
Yeah, he's got a tattoo on one of his forearms. It's on his right upper arm. I'm watching episode 2 right now. Actually, it's paused. Obi-Wan is at Camino right now. He just landed. But yes, I'd put Dex Jetster on my list. Hard to say. Dang, man.
What's his tattoo of? Could you tell?
I don't know. It's some weird symbol.
Huh. Interesting. I have never noticed. My thing about him would be he obviously knows about a lot of things because Obi-Wan goes to him to get an answer on something that Obi-Wan doesn't know about.
Yeah.
Which says a lot. But he's running a fucking diner?
The Jedi Archives. Yeah, he works at a space diner. The Jedi Archives don't even know anything about this saber dart he brings in. Yeah, he's an interesting dude to me, too. I agree. I don't like that scene, though. I don't like the way Obi-Wan plays it. He's like a weird little kid in that scene.
I think it's funny because it's almost a sort of American Graffiti feel. Like, you don't expect there to be space diners in Star Wars, but there's totally space diners in Star Wars.
Complete with a waitress droid.
The waitress droid's name is Flo, too. I think it's FL0.
Jesus.
Wow.
So good. Thanks, George Lucas.
I just don't know about the Jawa juice. Like, are they grinding Jawas in the back? Like, have them in little cages?
Oh, God, I hope not. That'd be grim. But it could be the Suka. Maybe it's Suka eggs. That's a good pick because I don't know much about him other than that. I don't think he's ever shown up anything ever again.
No, there's a member of his race in the Clone Wars, that one general that goes crazy.
Oh yeah, the forearm dude.
Yeah, but that's it.
Krell? Is it Krell?
I think so. It's like
that guy's badass.
Claude Krell or something like that. He's got some weird name.
Yeah, and he totally knows that like what's going on with the Order too. He's like, "Yep, everything's going to shit, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do my own thing."
Yep. All right. Who you playing, Joe? What's your number one?
Oh.
Go.
Oh, well, I don't really have him in any sort of order, but I just wanted to talk a second about Greedo.
Greedo's a good one.
Greedo is the only character I know that has had more scene revisions than any other Star Wars character. I mean, literally, he's gone from being completely incompetent to the point where Han just shoots him before he does anything, to being semi-incompetent, to shooting first, and then Han still murking him. And now the bastard even has an extra line. Like nobody else in Star Wars.
McClunky.
So, it's so good. Like I personally love it. I think McClunky is the best because it's just so random, and his mouth literally looks like it says McClunky in the Disney Plus one. But yeah, I don't know. Greedo he's interesting, and it kind of is your first introduction to bounty hunters in any of the Star Wars movies.
Yep.
He's a very cool looking alien. You see, as soon as you see him, you realize that the entire movie is not going to be just in basic. It's going to have subtitles, which is dope as shit. And I wish the movie had more Rhodians. I wish all the movies had more Rhodians. Why weren't there any Rhodians fighting for the Rebel Alliance?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, they had the mask already.
They're not even. I don't think there's even a single one in the sequel trilogy.
There's not a lot of like the classic aliens in the sequel trilogy,
I know,
which is
bothers me.
Weird.
Yeah,
it's odd. It's especially because
they all died off.
Yeah, I guess they didn't make it past the New Republic. No, Greedo is definitely one of my choices for a character that it's constantly upgraded but doesn't do shit.
Yep, Greedo, good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. All right, I got Nyai Num. Nyai Num.
Now that's a hard word to say.
Yeah, his name's hard, but he's cool as shit. I remember having his action figure as a child and just being completely intrigued by him. I was like, who is this red man in a jumpsuit with a vest on? Like, he's got a sweet red jumpsuit. I don't know, man. And yeah, I mean, he helped destroy the Death Star too. He's in the sequel trilogy, but we barely know anything about him. Like, at least I don't.
He's on the Attack and Starkiller base, right?
I'm pretty sure.
And he's definitely on the Attack in Exegol, and he dies.
Yes, he does die.
Yes, he dies with Exegol.
Rest in peace, Nien Nunb.
I always like that dude. I thought he was.
I don't know anything about him. I literally know absolutely nothing about him other than the fact that I don't know if he was buddies with Lando or if he was just assigned to be with Lando.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, those are all interesting things that intrigue me about him.
Mal, do you know what race he is? Like, he's not Celestian, is he?
Yes, that's exactly what it
Man, I
is.
pulled that out of my ass. That was totally guessing.
That's good. I didn't know what he was.
Trivial Pursuit all day.
I was like, I don't even want to know about these people if there's things to know about them. I'm still going to make it up in my head.
That's the way to go. There's some characters on my list that like are the same way. Like, I'm not going to actually read up on him because the story I have in my head is way better than anything that could be in the visual dictionary.
Yep.
So, but no, he's dies in the Tantive 4. I think he's in the Tantive, right?
I don't know.
Oh, damn. Now you got me on that one.
The way Rise of Skywalker is edited is really tricky because at one point Snap Wexley is in, or at least has an A-Wing helmet and is getting into an A-Wing, but he dies in an X-Wing. So I've seen Greg Grunberg.
Yeah.
Greg Grunberg. Yep. I think he said the
Yes.
only reason he has an A-Wing helmet is because in one of the scenes he had to throw his X-Wing helmet to somebody to catch and it got broken. Yeah, so JJ was just like, here you go. Go ahead and just take this.
No one will notice.
So nobody will know. Except for us, I guess.
For nerds. Only nerds will notice.
Pretty much. But yeah, I think Niem that I think Niem is in it's impossible. It's like Nine, but spelled wrong, and then Num.
But spelled with an N. Spelled with it N-U-N-B.
Yeah, so it could be just Mr. Nyum.
Yeah, it's terrible.
But I'm pretty sure he's on the Tantive. Is it Tantive or Tantive?
Tantive?
I've always said Tantive. It's just like anything else, like AT-AT or AT-AT.
Yeah, for real.
Another question, though, for another time.
All right, Malachi, let's go. Who's your next one?
All right, my actual next one is actually from it's one of the series is the Inquisitors.
Good one. Good one.
Because there's really hasn't been too much backstory on them. I mean, they pop up here and there, but we really don't know like why the Emperor and Vader would actually recruit these guys into the fold. So yeah, that's my next one. I mean, they were awesome on Rebels.
I was going to say, yeah, me and Joe know quite a bit about them from the comic books because in the Darth Vader comic book, they did quite a bit with them. I mean, we don't know a whole shit ton, but we know a little bit. Like, they're all former Jedis even. Like, they were all Jedis at one point in time.
Yeah, most of them were. I mean, obviously from Rebels, we know the Grand Inquisitor was a Temple guard. But pretty much all of them were like either Padawans or Jedi. And I'm still waiting for the moment when Barriss Offee is kind of showing.
That's what I'm saying.
Every time I see an Inquisitor, I always think it's her.
She's in episode 2. She's in the background a whole bunch of times. She's hanging out with Luminara and Dooley when they're having a meeting with Chancellor Palpatine.
That should be fine though, time-wise. Because she doesn't leave the order. Yeah, she doesn't leave the order until.
It's fine. It's just it's cool that she's like a character that was been around too. I don't know.
Well, same with Kanan's master.
Mm-hmm.
Like Deepa Bilba is in Attack of the Clones as well.
Yep.
So, but yeah, the Inquisitors and the Inquisitorius are both really interesting. And I like you said, Mal, I don't really understand why Palps and Vader would really want other Force users around. It seems kind of counterproductive to the whole.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And the whole mystery of like, because I mean, even in A New Hope, like they talk about all those Imperial dudes talk about is like the Force is like mumbo jumbo until Darth Vader Force chokes the shit out of dudes. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's like,
so why would you have all these guys who can do all this mumbo jumbo around?
Not only that, but it's like motherfucker, have you not been around? Yeah. Like it hasn't been that long. It's like, did you not see the entire group of Inquisitors that were hunting down all the Jedi before and literally worked with the Imperial like Navy and Army? It's like they just bring in a whole bunch of new people that have never known anything about this. Is that part of like the Empire's hiring strategy? Is just to get new people every couple months?
Yep, we got to refresh the stock.
I mean, I know Vader's like killing them off one by one, but which I kind of had something interesting in general with the whole 40th anniversary of Empire come out, and I never really thought about it this way. And this is slightly off topic. By the end of Empire Strikes Back, after Vader's kind of mentioned to Luke that he's his dad, and Luke kicks him to the curb, essentially the Imperial soldiers and the Imperial Navy fail to catch the Millennium Falcon, right? Typically, Vader would have killed whoever screwed that up. And at the end of Empire, he doesn't. He's just kind of like, bring me my ship. And it's almost like at that point on, Vader has started to become more like the Vader at the end of Return of the Jedi. Like there's a seed of doubt planted in him that's like, maybe this isn't the right thing. Maybe I shouldn't. I've got a kid now, man. Like I thought Padme was dead, and my kid thinks I'm a piece of shit, and he doesn't like want me around. So maybe killing subordinates and doing all that's not the right thing. So almost like, yeah, I just never thought about it that way.
He's like, my kid would rather jump down a hole
than take my hand and hang out with me.
Pretty much. Poor Vader. I feel bad for Anakin Skywalker now.
I don't. He's a creep. He's such a creep in episode 2. Ugh. Even Padme tells him, she's like, stop looking at me like that.
And his look just gets creepier. After she tells him that, it just gets creepier. It's the best. I love it.
Gross.
So who goes next? You go next?
Yeah.
I talk next?
Yeah, you're next.
All right. I'm going to talk about my favorite now, which is the Max Rebo Band. Number 1, music has a big deal in Star Wars because clearly every cantina you go into has some band in there rocking the fuck out. And can you imagine, like, the Max Rebo Band? You got Max Rebo, Cy Snoodles, and Droopy McCool, which are all the best names.
This was going to be my next question, though. Are you going with the original trio, or are you going with the special edition fucking 9-piece ska band version?
I'm not going to lie. So Return of the Jedi is my favorite of all of them. I love Return of the Jedi. It's my favorite.
I agree.
I will fast forward past Jedi Rocks. I cannot stand that. If it had Lapti Nek in it again, I would. I don't know. It almost makes me not even want to watch the special edition ones because it's rough. Like it completely takes you out of what's going on. It's crazy.
The worst. It's the craziest thing. I can't believe they did that.
So just Max Rebo, Cy Snoodles, and Droopy McCool, which again, so cool. Can you guys tell me what type of music they play? It's also the same type of music they play in the cantina. It has a name. It's true. They're Jizz Whalers.
Jizz Whalers stuff. Jizz wailing away, dog.
What the fuck? Why? Why would that have been appropriate? Why would George Lucas be like, yeah, that's good. I like that. Go Jizz Whalers. Perfect.
Perfect for me.
Perfect.
No.
Jizz Whalers. God.
It's like jazz. Take away the A, put an I. You got jizz. There you go.
That's perfect. But no, Max Rebo's band. Because can you imagine? So you're this band touring the galaxy, and then you get like this gig at Jabba's palace, which again, criminal. But I assume it's kind of like getting a job in Vegas, like where you have like your Britney Spears or Celine Dion, and you have this long extended stay in a place. So, but it's Jabba's
He's
house
fucking
instead.
He's their Jabba's house band and his boat band. He takes them on his boat too. Like, let's go on my boat, bros. Just whale on my boat.
Just whale on my boat.
Anyway, this is a little bit off topic, but I love how Jabba had pretty much a damn slumber party because everyone was asleep at one point when Leia sneaks in.
Everybody passes out of Jabba's.
Is it like 9 a.m? Is that just the way it is? It's like Jabba has these all-night parties. Although Luke does come in the morning, so they're awake during the day. So I don't know. It's a good question. Jabba's living the life. Living the life. But yeah, unfortunately, our favorite Jizz Whalers die.
Yeah,
so it's sort of like it's like all those. Yep, it's just like all those rock bands that die on their tour bus. Except it's Max Rebo and his band. So for the longest time, I didn't think Max Rebo had feet. I thought that he was just kind of like
a cyborg
implanted into the keyboard. Yeah. Which, unfortunately, he's got feet. So, but yeah, nope. Max Rebo band.
I wonder, like around the time of like the current like sequel trilogy, if like Max Rebo band's kind of like Leonard Skinner to us now. Like people are just like still rocking out to Max Rebo in the band. Rest in peace, Max Rebo.
Like, oh man. There's conspiracies about whether they're really dead.
Oh God, there's conspiracies. There's probably conspiracies actually in actual like Star Wars communities talking about like whether or not Max Rebo's dead or not. His fucking barge blew up, yo. He's not alive. They're all dead. But yeah, I can imagine the group in Maz's castle being like, "Hey, play some Max Rebo. Play Jedi Rocks.
Play Lapti Nek.
One asshole's in the corner and he's like, "Play Jedi Rocks."
Play me some Max Rebo, man. Oh, Jesus Christ, you lucky.
Fun fact, you know that Lin-Manuel Miranda, my best friend, he did the music for her. He's my best friend. And I hope he's listening, so hit me up. But anyway, he did the music in The Force Awakens, so the song that's in there is actually
I think I
Lin-Manuel
did know
Miranda's
that.
music. Yeah, and of course he's in
did.
Rise of Skywalker.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh.
But he also did the music for the scene in Rise of Skywalker, where they're at the festival, when everyone's dancing outside the festival.
Oh, the Festival of the Ancients.
Before they meet Lando. Yeah, he did.
Man, Lynn, you're supposed to tell me these things. Jesus.
Uh,
Who's next? Oh, Paco,
all right,
you're
my
next.
number 2 is Kit Fisto.
Paco?
Another great name. Goes right where with Jizz Whalers.
I fell in love with him. I mean, Kit Fisto is my favorite Jedi, dude. And I don't know nothing about him except that he's rad. And every time I've seen him and stuff, he's rad. Like, he can breathe underwater. He's got cool... Like, it was like... one of the things I like about him, too, is they were like, we need an alien, a new alien. And they're like, well, Twi'leks look kind of cool with the 2 tendrils. Let's just do, like, a whole head of them. Like... and he smiles.
And he smiles.
He looks totally different in episode 3. Like he lives the longest when they do go to arrest Palpatine. Besides me,
which isn't very long.
It's only longer. He doesn't get swiped out the first time, but it.
Do any of them even block Palps?
No, he gets like 2 of them in one swipe, and then Kit Fisto, and then then it's just Mace Windu to deal with.
God,
yeah,
man, they
it's
fucking
crazy.
suck.
It's crazy. I even have a picture of Kit Fisto in my wallet, still to this day. He goes with me.
So do you just whip him out and show him to people like he's your grandkid?
Look at this. This is my favorite Jedi, and he goes with me everywhere.
That's so good. Where'd you get the picture from? Is the picture from one of the from the cards?
Like an episode 2 card.
Nice.
It's from his episode 2 figure card, and it's been in my wallet that long.
Nice.
What do we know about Kit Fisto? Like, what do we actually know
other
than being rad? He's green.
He's got sweet dreads.
He can breathe underwater.
I've never seen him in anything else. I've never seen any other Kit Fistos. No more Fistos.
Yeah, no,
in any
you
other
don't
movie.
see that alien too much. He's in a couple episodes of the Clone Wars. He's even got a bit in the old Tartakovsky Clone Wars shorts.
He wrecks shop in that one, like where he's swimming underwater, and he gives that sweet smile.
He makes a force bubble underwater, destroys a bunch of droids. He's a cool dude, man. I want to know more about him. He's a cool guy.
Well, maybe in the Mandalorian we'll get a baby Fisto. Because I can see that. Like I could see Baby Yoda and a baby Fisto hanging out. Dave Filoni, hit us up.
You think at one point they made him cut all of his tentacles off and they grew back when he was a Padawan? Like he just had one on the side of his head?
Yeah. That seems abusive. I bet that hurts. It's probably like a fish. It's like, I don't know. Probably pretty gross.
I think that was my skin. That's like,
it's
those
like
fingers.
Tail. It just pops off. Come on. They don't feel that.
I gotta point out though that Lucas decided to name this guy Fisto.
Kit Fisto.
I mean, Kit Fisto. Why?
Yes, Fisto was a Masters of the Universe character.
He was cool too. He had a handlebar mustache.
Yeah. I feel like the idea of naming anything Fisto is a mistake.
That's cool, man. He's good. All right, Malachi, play your next card.
All right, my next card is
Zam Wezel. Put them on my list.
I don't have them on my list.
I really like to. I don't even think I don't think any books or anything have ever has covered. And if there is, I just don't know about it. But yeah, I just don't. I really just want to know the whole changeling backstory.
Claudite.
Yep, Claudite. Yep. I was doing research on Zam Wezel and changelings. There's a changeling in the Clone Wars at one point in the show, but not Zam because she's dead. Obi-Wan stabbed her in a club in front of a whole bunch of people.
Obi has no problem killing a motherfucker. Obi kills
Obi didn't
left and right.
No, Obi just took her arm. Django killed her. Remember, he shoots the dart.
You're right. Django did poison her.
Yeah, that's how Obi gets the kyber dart.
Exactly. Paco, you just watched this movie, yo. It's on the TV. It's on the TV right now.
I see Obi-Wan Kenobi getting out of his ship right now. It's raining.
That's my favorite part. So Zam. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's another bounty hunter.
She had that
Another bounty
cool
hunter.
Yeah. She had a cool speeder.
And then Obi-Wan and Anakin just steal a speeder because why not? I guess.
Again, just another off topic. I loved how the figure said Anakin speeder, like when you bought it in stores. No, he literally stole that damn speeder. It wasn't his.
I love that scene too because he has no problem finding Obi-Wan Kenobi in all of this fucking space car traffic on Coruscant. He just zips right to him. He's like, "Oh, there he is." Like,
and Obi is he's just fine jumping off. He's like, yeah, whatever. Anakin will get me. It's cool. It's totally cool. I'm gonna go with R2D2 in the sequel trilogy.
Shitbag. That.
Poor R2D2. Like literally, he's relegated to a character that just doesn't get to do anything in the sequel trilogy. Why? That's my only like real major complaint with the sequel trilogy is that R2D2 is a main character and he's like shut down for the entire first movie. The second movie, he gets to go with Rey to the island and pretty much gets to just play a message that he's already done before to guilt Luke. And then in Rise of Skywalker, he does get to be Poe's astromech droid.
Yeah, he's in the final battle.
And he does get to see Leia die, but essentially he's just a footnote in a visual encyclopedia.
Look, they made enough money off of R2 merchandise. They had to make money off of BB-8 merchandise and Dio merchandise. They had to get that Dio money. Cone droids, that's where it's at now, Joe.
Well, okay, so I don't know if this is already on your list, but that brings up, what about BB-8? Not BB-8, BB-H-8, which also is actually BB-9E, the evil BB droid from...
Oh, yes.
He was on all kinds of stuff. He, or it could be a she, I don't know. It's
why
a
are droids?
And for some reason, that's a question for the droid conversation. But they clearly have genders. Like, they definitely do. But the ball units, I can't tell. Other than Poe literally calls BB-8 he.
Yep.
But BB-9E or BB-8 could be a girl. And maybe in my head canon it is a girl. Why not? Literally was in all sorts of marketing, and they did nothing with that poor droid. That droid, I thought, was going to be totally all over the place, fucking BB-8's shit up, and it didn't do nothing.
But snitch.
It did. It was a snitch. You're right.
It was a snitch. All right. I'm going with Beaumont, who's a character. I had to look his name up to find out what the character's name was. But that is Meridoc Brandybuck's name, apparently, in the Rise of Skywalker. Because I was like, who is this guy, and how does he know so much about this Sith stuff? And he's very interesting and cool. Oh, wait, he's, like, as soon as I saw him the night we saw the movie, I was like, oh, this guy seems cool. He's like young Lor Santaka. Cool. Oh, wait, he's only got 3 lines in the movie? All right, never mind.
Cloning. Magic only the Sith knew.
Yeah, Jesus. Like, good for you, Dominic. How much did your boy JJ pay you for this?
Seriously, because all those lines could have gone to Rose.
Yep.
And we all know that Rose got the short end of the stick on Rise of Skywalker, and yeah. I'll never forgive the movie for that, because Rose is badass.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to me.
So, I want to say that again, it doesn't count because it's not really there, but I want to say there's a little kid's comic that talks about Beaumont being like a Sith occult expert. So he's kind of like an Indiana Jones type, but regarding Sith
That's
stuff.
cool. And I want to know more about it.
And you won't. We'll never hear his name again.
Nope.
I mean, he's so unimportant they didn't even give him like a first name or a last name. I don't know. Is Beaumont his first name? Is it his last name? I don't know. All I could find was that his name is Beaumont.
He's got like a southern name, like he lives on a plantation.
Yeah.
I mean, what the hell? It's an odd. But you know what else? Okay, so this is, again, it's on topic but kind of off topic. But have you noticed that now we don't get hardly any action figures for these little characters, for like the secondary characters that don't have a story, when literally that's all we used to get was a ton of different action figures for that?
Yep.
Yes.
I mean,
It is very weird.
Because
I mean, back in the day, half the time that's how you found out a secondary character's name is if they got an action figure.
pretty much.
Like I never knew the cantina bartender's name was Wurer until he had an action figure.
Well, I mean,
why does he have an action figure? Like, of all the characters, that guy doesn't need an action figure. But I guess, I mean, the Rancor Keeper has an action
But
figure.
even he does, and even when he's got a name, I don't know his name because the Kenner figure didn't have his real name. He was just called Rancor Keeper. Same with Ponda Baba. His Kenner action figure was called Walrus Man.
Ponda Baba and Cornelius Evzan are actually on my list. That's only because I think that they should have never been in Rogue One. I think I was like, you guys go from this planet that's getting blown up to Tatooine in like no time. Like you just, I don't know. It's crazy.
Another good one is shit. I just had it. There's another good figure that's like, why? Like, didn't even know his name. Prune Face.
Oh, is he
He's that dude with the.
It's like Klaatu. It's Klaatu, right?
I don't know. No, the dude with the eye patch. He had an eye patch and he has a hood. He went to Endor. But his action figure's name was Prune Face.
Somebody that's listening to this right now is like definitely knows
their
name.
For sure.
Like they're just shouting. They're just shouting
like,
at whatever they're listening to us on. God, they have a Star Wars podcast and they can't even name this guy.
What is that? God, yeah. We're getting off topic. I'm getting off topic now.
Oh, by the way, thanks for listening, guy that is shouting at us right now. Yeah. So I appreciate
it. Send us, hit us up on Twitter with that answer. Please let us know what this guy's name is.
On mine, I had some honorable mentions on mine. Let's see. The one, look, this is definitely one. If we're gonna end on this one, freaking Yaddle.
I have her. Put her on my list too. I put her on my list too.
Yaddle's gonna show up again. Yaddle is totally Baby Yoda's mom. You just wait. I'm telling you, that Yaddle made that baby for sure. I don't know. All I know is Yaddle isn't in any council scenes outside of episode 1. So something either really bad happened to Yaddle, or Yaddle just decided, you know what, fuck these Jedi, I'm out of here.
Or Yoda was like, only one there can be, me. Peace.
Yeah,
God, that might be right. That might be completely true. Or maybe Yaddle just got sick of taking Mace Windu's shit all the time.
Or we later find out Yoda was a damn serial killer and killed off his entire race because he wanted to be the only one.
No, I can see Yaddle having issues with the way that Mace treats little baby Anakin. He's like, Mace, do you really gotta like look at that kid and treat him like that? Like that's not gonna end well for you, man. You know what? It's not gonna end well for any of us. I'm out. Like I just can't be Yoda. Yoda knew. Yaddle knew.
Like you see that kid's face? He was pissed. It's gonna come back on us. You just wait.
Super pissed. You're talking about his mom and shit. Just bad news bears. All right, guys, we're pretty close to the end of our time here. So, where can we find you at if we want to track you down? Paco?
You can always find me at Paco Bentley on Instagram. If you want to look at pictures of my child and music I'm listening to, go for it. And somebody let me know what's Pruneface's real name. Hit me up.
Malachi?
You can find me at Dynamite Geeks, DYNOMITE Geeks, on both Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube.
All right. And I am at Lord Firedeath on the Twitter and Instagram, where I mostly am arguing about Star Wars with people or posting stuff out here in Endor. So thanks for listening. You can find us, the podcast, at the Boonta Eve Party Planners on Instagram, or at BEPP, BEPP podcast on Twitter if you want to follow us there. And you can always find our podcast on Apple Podcasts and Anchor and Spotify and pretty much now anywhere you can find podcasts, because we're pretty much everywhere, which is awesome. But yes, so give us a rating, preferably not a 1-star rating. 5 would be great. Leave a review if you want on Apple. That would be cool. So thanks for listening, and we should be back in about 2 weeks. And as Mace Windu always says,
this party's over.